What's up, everybody? Welcome to Alternative Influence Coaching. This is Terry Bargy, and I'm glad you're here today. It is good to have you. So, Fridays, we like to do this little thing where we check in on your business and see where the heck you are. So, where are you on your plan? Do you have a plan? Have you set up a step-by-step on where you want to go with your business? What is it that you are seeking after? Where are you going? Tell me all about it. Cough it out in the comments. Okay, I will respond. We spent a little bit of time talking about respect on Wednesday, and I would also like to know how that hits you. If you want to check out our old videos, you can go to YouTube and you will see them there. If you're watching from YouTube, I'm referencing our live video feed on Facebook. So now everybody's caught up. You shook hands virtually. So where are you at on your plan? Let's just run through some quick topics. How do we get our plan? How do we get our business going? No, we don't start with a logo. We do not start with a logo and a website. We start with content. We start with publishing. We start with building our following, building our audience, and that means that it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, you could start on that right now. So there shouldn't be anything holding you back from that element right there, unless it's fear, which, everybody has their fears about being on the TV, or typing or writing. Those things aren't easy. But I would encourage you to try. Your ability to be resourceful in creating content is the primary number one foundational step, because it also helps you refine your plan. So you can refine your plan, refine your product. As you go through, you will slowly start attracting clients, and then you can start to refine your services and how they're offered to that client as well. So it does naturally grow together at once. Can you imagine though, if you had a business and based on an idea, you just said, cool, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it this way. And the next day you get 50 clients and you're like, I didn't have any time to get used to this program. And it's like, you're feeling and you're fiddling around with that. Well, let me tell you a little story. That exactly happened to me. You ever heard of a little thing called Groupon.com? So 10 years ago, Groupon was branching out into the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, where we are now. I was a young personal trainer trying to start my personal training business. I was splitting rent with a personal trainer inside of a basement of an office building, which is on Music Row, which is pretty prestigious. It felt pretty prestigious anyway. You're around a lot of historical recording studios in a very historically music town. This is the problem with being live. So yeah, I had gotten the business off the ground through countless Craigslist posts. I would post on Craigslist every day. I would also blog every day. I would get on and write about health, nutrition, and fitness. I would just pivot back and forth between each subject. Sometimes I'd share a recipe, sometimes it'd be an encouraging blog post, but there was always content generated every day, okay? So while I'm working the process, I'm training clients on a small level. Like, I don't have a lot. I think I had 3. I was training the majority of them in-home, and I wanted to get some in the gym clients, since I'm renting the space. And I don't know how Groupon found me, but they reached out to me, a local personal trainer, probably because back then my personal training website was NashvillePersonalTrainer.net. So you search Nashville and trainer, you get me, which really worked pretty well for me for a long time. So they reached out to me. We had a short little phone call. We talked about how it would work, and 3 sessions. It's going to offer it at a deep discount, and then we're going to split that deep discounted profit that you make. It's like, sure, okay. Now, Groupon was brand new to this too. So they're brand new to the city. They're also brand new to to personal training and offering this style of deal. Once we got all of the kinks worked out, everything's ironed out, we launched it on December, second week in December, maybe. I'm not going to give you an exact date because I don't know. 10 years ago. I know that we were not doing well enough as a personal training business to be able to do Christmas and drive home for the holidays, which is Dayton, Ohio, which is 5 hours from here, 6 hours from here. So we were stressed out about that. No joke, when that Groupon came out, I not only had calls coming through for people trying to get in before the Groupon ended because they knew that I was going to be so busy that I wouldn't be able to get to them. I was selling tons of Groupons. So I sold, I must have sold 160 Groupons. And keep in mind, every one Groupon that I sold included 3 sessions. Mind blown. So I went from 3 clients to 160 clients in the matter of a weekend. At that point, it became quite the scheduling nightmare. My poor wife will tell you, she was writing my books. I didn't even have scheduled in there a break. I would look at my schedule, flip it open, my iCalendar open, and I'd be like, okay, we can do this. And I went 12 hours a day, every day for about 20 weeks. On average, I think I saw 80% of that 160 number. And I converted about 40% of them. So that's good. I like to say Groupon saved my business. They really came through for me in that moment. I know they don't do personal training deals like that anymore, but blew my socks off. But that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is I didn't have a system. So some clients would come in that were over here fit, like they were not big people. They were not overweight, but they were definitely out of shape. And those clients, I would be like, well, I could go harder on these. Mentally, you think that, but then they end up puking or almost passing out, and you're only half hour in, and they don't come back. Or you have the overweight clients where you do this long workout, and you make it super easy because you're afraid they're out of shape and you want to keep them, but then to them it's actually too easy because they're not out of shape even though they're overweight. So there was no system for this because I got so busy so fast. I had to, as I was training, I had to pivot. I had to mold and make that plan and change it as I was going. So it went from kind of really stereotyping those clients to systematically intaking them with like a little bit of a fitness style of test where we would write down what they could, if they could do push-ups, how many could they do in a minute? Squats. We did a couple of various different tests for mobility and flexibility, and we spent a little bit of time doing that. We also spent a little bit of time talking about nutrition, and then we would do a workout that would make them feel like they really got a good experience in that first session. Then I started seeing more repeats. I would see the person come in for the second one and for the third one, and then, like I said, the conversion started going up from there. So I'm speaking from experience when I say, as you're publishing, you're creating a plan and a way to deliver your product or service to your client before you actually have a client. So it's a good idea. I tell my trainers this. So later on, fast forward, having 14 trainers, probably about 4 years later, that was the growth pattern for us. I'm working with these trainers, and I'm telling them that they need to have an approach to their clientele that is gentle and effective. So if they puke, you lost, right? We don't really want to chase them off in in that format, if that makes any sense. If we don't really want to give them all of our fitness, hammer down, full throttle, guns blazing right away, right? We want to progress them through and make them and help them achieve their goals one step at a time, but also tell them this is where we're going, and then get there, and then here's where we're going, and then we get there, so on and so on and so on. So that is a key principle for you. So publishing is where it starts. Writing the plan is the second thing. For the how do I deliver the service? So you have a process for delivery, fulfillment of your product or service, and then we can start thinking about marketing. What does it look like to dip and dabble into the world of marketing? Social media is a good free way to do that, but I will tell you this: learn sales copy. Read sales letters, those newsletters that you get, the emails that go to your junk. Read those emails. Kind of try to see what they're doing and how they sell. Now, you have to separate the stigma. Of course, this is for me because I remember growing up experiencing sleazy, dirty salesmen that would lie to you. That is not what we're doing. Like, I don't want you to deal with that. I want you to take that stigma and get rid of it and think about sales in a fresh way, because you're not sleazy, and you're not going to lie to get your sale. You're going to over deliver. You have permission to over deliver. So over deliver on your service or product, and you can do that very easily, right? So write out ways that you can, extras and freebies and things that you can throw in. Some of them you're already doing it, but you haven't specified them. So when you're doing marketing, you want to learn sales, and you want to learn sales and apply it to relationships. So if this is a relationship with this person, and I want to keep this person past the sale, right? Once you've taken their money, you want them to be your friend. So if you want them to be your friend, you want to deliver value to them, okay? So value creates a deep relationship that causes a repeat customer, and that's valuable to you. So it's a win-win if you do it correctly. So you have to do some sales research. Find some good books. Internet Secrets by Russell Brunson is a really good one. Find some books that will help you do that. So learn that sales. Then we got to talk about closing the deal. And closing the deal is really just a rational reason, helping the client understand and rationalize why they actually need this product or service. That's the part of closing that is fun, right? You help them to feel safe and to make an educated decision, and you help them do that, right? So, and all this time, you're gonna listen to your client, and you don't have to try to like reinvent the wheel. You can just give them things that they're telling you that they like. Whether you point blank ask them about your services and products and what you could offer, or you're talking to them about other products and services they've used in the past. One of the intake questions we used to take as a way to get to know our clients is, hey, have you ever had a trainer before? And they would say, yes. Okay, what did you like about that trainer? Oh man, and they would list things off. Well, what did you not like about that trainer? Oh, it was this, and this. You know, he didn't really. We got 4 weeks in, and it didn't really feel like he had a plan, or he was always late, or this is my favorite one. He spent a lot of time on his phone in between exercises, right? Not engaging the client. So that's an issue too. So engage. That's another good point to make too, is engage your audience. So if you're publishing and you're starting to see some positive feedback, then you want to engage, comment back, direct message, and thank people for their comment if they added value. All kinds of things like that you can do as you gain that organic following, all before you actually decide to start actually marketing your product. Okay, so that is a fast forward through business and the book. And what is the book? The book is A Failure's Guide to Business Success, and it is published and it is almost available. So we will be bringing you more information on that very soon. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, we'd ask that you like the video, and it'd be great if you subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook and you found this to be insightful and helpful, always, please comment below and direct message if you need any more additional help. I'm glad you're here. I hope you all have a swell rest of your day, and we will see you next time.